Hello and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design and culture with your hosts
Burns,
Mike
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi.
A question about the arts and the craft. If you didn't know, then it's good that you asked. You tune into the culture. Just the rule of thirds. If you want to, you could tune at work, yeah. And tell me, does that frame fit good? Does it feel right? You want to steal a photo for your website, but you want a logo we can design, right? Yeah.
In today's episode, we discuss the importance of visual campaigns and assets the artists can utilise when releasing projects and albums. This conversation took us further into exploring the utopian world the artists can create through their work.
Well, I've been doing this thing where I'm trying to listen to one album a day to basically expand my creative pond.
All right, Mr. The Needle Drop.
Yeah, you know, what do you think it is? Like,
But I've been listening to an album. Well, I've been listening to a lot of African artists, such as Kwesi Arthur.
did you like the album?
Yeah, Son of Jacob.
Need to listen to the project.
I liked it. I think it could have been more consistent in terms of quality.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Fair enough.
Okay.
I think in the sense of, so they had two songs with a guy called, I don't know if a guy or girl, called Day on the Track,
Okay.
Man with a Body and Animal, and I thought they were kind of cool. I like to kind of vibe with it, and winning with winning. Yeah. I like. You know what it is? Yeah, I feel like it's a good song for if you're about to go out and play a football match, or you're about to go on a run, or you're in the gym.
Yeah, I hear that.
It's more of like a hype.
It's a hype, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But his voice is... He has a very interesting voice. So sometimes some songs can get very irritating. Because he's like, yeah. sometimes I'm saying he's an amazing artist, but sometimes his voice for particular things, especially when he's repeating something so... you know the song Bajo?
Yeah.
Beautiful song.
Yeah.
His voice fits that perfectly, but I feel like sometimes it gets a bit imagine if he's saying winning so many times, it can
Yeah, I hear you.
it's just like,
And then
It's a bit much.
yeah, it's a bit much.
another artist from Nigeria, I believe, called Bodge. I don't know if I'm probably gonna butcher this pronunciation, but actually, Michael, can you?
Michael
Ooh,
help.
that was bad. So, wait, what? Oh, Bagada Express.
Bagada.
Oh,
So you obviously
Bagada.
GB's Bagada.
I'm not even Yoruba.
Bagada.
but, you know,
Must be
yeah.
Express. Oh yeah, it's true. You know.
Bagada Express.
Express.
That's
yeah.
not that hard to say.
Bagada, no, but they're
GB.
spelling there. Yeah,
I was a
threw me
bit
off.
confused, I'm not gonna lie.
But that was a really, really good album.
Mm.
It's got if you're UK, for the UK people, it's got Any on it. Jules produced that song called Culture.
Oh yeah.
And
That's the video, right? With the 80s.
I've not watched the video.
Oh
yet.
really?
No,
Yeah.
no.
It's a
Oh,
cool-
that's the video.
Yeah. It's a
Oh,
cool
I
video.
like that. It was different.
And then it also got Mr. Easy, which is some UK. Well, it's not really from UK, but you know.
Congratulations.
But you
Mr.
can understand why I would
Easy.
mention.
He
Mr.
had us
Easy.
in the chokehold still.
Congratulations,
Oh yeah, he's now. Wait, is he
engaged.
engaged? You know, he
Engaged,
proposed.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Well, he's
proposed.
been engaged, but yeah. Congratulations.
Big congratulations. And then well, she's not UK. More American based, but Amare.
I'm a Ray. Yeah, Ghanaian. Yeah.
She was on a song called Money and Laughter.
Mm-hmm.
But and Tio Savage was on it as well.
My babes.
But it was really, really, really good. There's one song called Lucky Love, yeah. Woo!
Good.
Woo!
I need to listen to the project properly.
Is this refreshing?
I think I only
Very
heard the
refreshing.
one with Wizkid.
Oh yeah, with is it Awolo? No.
Eesh.
Owolawo.
Oh,
I
okay,
think so,
yeah. Owolawo.
Yeah.
It basically means people that have got money.
Oh, okay.
Get me mispracticing my Yoruba for the base.
Will be nice. Nah, I hear that. Yeah, I think, from what I heard, it sounded really good. It sounded
Yeah,
really good. I
man.
need to take it in. And it's perfect for summertime as well.
Yeah,
So,
exactly that.
Definitely gonna give
exactly that. But in the more mainstream, and when I say mainstream, these
Trying
are
to say African artists.
Yeah,
can't
like
be
I was gonna say,
mainstream.
Ben, is that what you're trying to do?
Trying to say something popular?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Natalie has inspired us and now you're here
How
putting
dare
us
you?
down.
How dare you?
Damn, bro.
This is why we will never be free.
You've changed, you know. We can never make it.
Anyway, now to the more mainstream artists. So Mr. Future, which
Mr. Future.
which I personally I don't really like
That's
his music.
very polite for a man that's very.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I don't really. Yeah,
Nah, it's good. It's good that you're addressing my
Mr. Future, sir.
Yeah.
but he released an album saying "I never liked you." Well, I never liked you, mate.
Wait, I laugh. Why you laugh it?
Huh?
Why you laugh it?
Nah, because it's just like an album cover is funny.
Is it? I swear his album covers like he's covering his face or he's wearing sunglasses or something.
If you look at it, hide your face.
Hide your face.
Now, Burns, what do you think about the album?
Alright, cool. I think because I'm not a Future artist.
You're not a Future artist.
Fan.
Oh my god! It's a sugar from the drink.
It's the sugar.
Because I'm not a Future fan, I feel like I wouldn't have liked it anyway.
Okay.
Songs just sound a bit toxic, to be honest.
That's what gets the guys going though.
It's provocative. I mean, for first, he's got a song called Chickens. He's saying, "I want chicken." Like, but anyway, I'm sure a Future fan has got Voodoo. I skipped that song quick. But,
Oh, right.
But my selects from it anyway were, and I think the kind of music I love is like chilled, relaxed,
Yeah.
Vibes.
That's it.
But look at me saying,
Yeah.
y'all cute.
But it was, and obviously we had a little discussion about this earlier about "Wait for You" featuring Drake and Thames.
Yeah.
Which obviously a sample from Thames' song was it Ice-T?
Ice-T, yeah.
Yeah.
And then "Love You Better." And
The
then,
dark, broody one. Like the dark.
Yeah. And actually, "Keep It Burning." Well, I think because Kanye was on it. But even that song was a bit like,
It was toxic still.
yeah. And also it's like, I'm not really a fan of the, you know, like when they do this,
Yeah.
Like all those ad libs and stuff.
yeah, it's just like, why?
Yeah, Burns, you're a hater, proper.
No, but it's like it doesn't sound.
Wait, so like you know how like the Migos would be like skirt skirt stuff like
No. I'm saying
I
like
think it's talking about like the proper like high pitch like.
Oh.
at the end of every sentence or every
Like,
verse.
did you get the message? That
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. It's like for no reason, let's go on a higher pitch. I'm like, okay, I get it, but like you keep on repeating and
You
repeating.
feel like it's a bit.
It's a bit like, oh.
Right, a bit jarring.
And yeah,
You're really getting into the nitty gritty. What's the technique? It's not on point.
yeah. I just think for me, I can't be comment on this album. Sorry.
I thought I don't know why I assumed it was going to be a good album. I listened to it first.
But it's
when I woke
Future.
up. The thing is that Future has a few good run of albums where it's like a bunch of good songs. But the thing is, I've never taken Future in as like an album artist. I always take like singles,
And I
he
think
always has good, really
it's
good
for
one-liners
context as
and
well.
stuff.
I feel like people that really love Future, the sort of lifestyle they may have, it suits it.
A sinful lifestyle.
Y'all new girls need therapy.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of it's very.
No, but
Therapy.
you see what I'm trying to like.
Yeah.
I feel like if you like certain artists, you resonate with them to some level.
Yeah.
I can't resonate
What?
with Future.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that even.
So are you saying, Jude, that your lifestyles are similar?
I mean, I said I didn't like the album, so I don't know why.
So the singles and the one-liners, did they really
You
resonate?
like that?
with
You
your
like that
spirit?
one? Yeah.
Perhaps
Boom kata.
once a time ago,
I'm done.
a time ago last time. Perhaps
You know, like Freshers Uni,
yes,
Ah.
Future, Young
gets
Thug.
Yeah,
What?
he gets it.
Yeah,
He gets it.
Future, Young Thug. What?
Yeah,
Wow.
like DS2 back then. Like you know what I'm saying.
With that
I just-
stupid album cover with the
it's some
smoke.
good shit.
Ah,
Hey.
God.
Yeah, that picture was a bit wild. Still, well, so the science.
Stupid stock imagery.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think with Future's one anyway,
Mhm.
I thought going in that I was gonna be like, you know what, the album artwork is clean.
It is
the,
clean.
The design
Mhm.
of everything so
It's very
far is
sleek.
clean.
Yeah.
And then the video I think came out like a day. I don't know if it leaked or not, but the video came out a day or two before the album came out. So I was like, oh, this video looks it's very Kanye. Like I tell you that it looks
Yeah.
exactly like the New York City.
City of Gods.
It's similar
Yeah, it looked
aesthetic,
pretty much, yeah.
just with a bit of color. You know,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. So I just like, I was like, okay, it's very Kanye. So I thought that whole project was going to be very Kanye, but then
Right.
the album artwork was completely different to the aesthetic of the video.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, it's a bit disjointed, but whatever. Go in. First song, okay, he's rapping. I'm like, you know, it's an intro, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest intro,
Mm.
but I'm like, you know what, just give it a chance. Second song comes on. I'm like, wait, hold on. What? It's like the same. It sounded like literally just the same song, but extended
Right.
to some extent. So I was like, I don't know. And then the third song was, I think, the Kanye one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was like, okay, cool. You know what? We're getting back into rhythm thing.
Yep.
And then I don't know where there was one where it says for a nut. I don't know if it's 4 or 5.
Gunner and Young Thug.
And then I heard Young Thug go, I put a diamond in her butt. And I was like, okay, that's it. The album, the album.
You see what I mean? Like
I was
this
like,
kind
you
of
know what?
this kind of
That's it,
content.
I'm done.
is
I feel like
crazy.
that's a caption on somebody's Instagram.
No,
Right,
it
oh,
is.
it is,
But
right
it's like,
now.
why would you? Like, what? what made
look,
you go with that verse?
I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say we are, but I'm gonna say no. There's certain people in society that are pushing these man too high that they can say any rubbish and it will sell.
And they're probably really like screaming that in the club.
Yes.
Like,
I was
I
speaking
get
one of
it,
them
but
lines
it's
that
like, come
the
on.
DJ will mute their voice. Disgusting. Like what?
Like, the thing is that, like, look, I don't get me wrong. I am all for creative expression in it. You can express yourself, but
There's some
like,
lyrics that come on, bro.
you got to make it a bit creative. Like, you can't literally just give me such a visceral image of you
Yeah.
putting a whole diamond in someone's.
It's a bit insane. That's painful.
Yeah,
And
but
just why?
so literally after that, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go take a shower, so on and so on. Coming, I need to reset. I started listening to the rest of the album. I was like, okay, I was like, you know what,
You're gonna imagine like
it's like,
man's in the shower.
yeah,
Hand on the window.
I gotta reset. I gotta put me first. It's like, what?
Oh,
So
man.
after I came back, I was like, let me listen to the rest of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can't lie, I was like, my brain was on autopilot. Like half of it. I tried so hard to try. Like, obviously the Thames one, I got really excited. Like, ooh, I wonder where they're gonna go with this.
Yeah.
So I thought they were gonna do the same thing that Drake did with the Thames feature, where he said this thing, and then leave Thames to just shine.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then he just sampled the song and they say featuring Thames. Like, I get it's good for her, but
But this is controversial, but I feel like Thames is an amazing artist, and I feel like maybe
she's been used.
yes
I
because
agree.
of the capital that she has at the moment.
I
Where it's
agree. I
like
definitely agree.
if you put Thames now on your track,
Yeah.
people are gonna listen, and it's gonna grab in more people as well.
Damn, what you're saying? Drake and Future need some lists, some
No, not
plays.
even Drake. Drake doesn't.
Yeah,
Future,
but I think-
I feel like Future has a certain demographic of people that
Right.
only listen to his music. For us, so for me, for
I hear
example,
what you're saying.
only reason I was interested in listening to his album, to be honest, is I saw Kanye West, I saw Drake, and I saw Thames.
I agree.
That was it.
I
Okay.
agree.
If none of these people were on it,
Yeah.
I ain't giving it no listens.
I hear you. You're right. I agree.
No?
I
mean,
agree.
That's the reason. That's the main reason why people
Bring
do
the,
features
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
to
innit?
bring
So,
more people in. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the crossover. So
But it sucks because it's like you. I'm pretty sure they could have had Thames make a
like
song.
do something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like to waste such an opportunity to have like her make a new. Because let's be real, this is okay. It might do something great for Thames, fair enough. But I'm saying like it's not anything new for fans who
Mm.
have already heard Ice-T.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
And it would have been a perfect
Well, I guess,
opportunity to kind
yeah.
of give.
The sample doesn't really like. You know how obviously when you use a sample, there's where you can flip it. That
Yeah,
makes it
yeah,
sound
yeah.
like, whoa, okay.
It's literally just the
That's
same thing
it,
cut up
yeah.
and put some drums behind it, and the drums weren't even hitting like that.
But I like the bass.
Oh yeah, the bass line is nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
They're good. Getting the technicals, it's like the bass was very nice.
If I'm not a musician like that, but I think I really appreciate how a song sounds.
Sonics.
Yeah, so, and that for me is like Future just ain't it for me. And that's no
Yeah.
offense to anybody that likes him, but for me, he just ain't it.
I hear it. I mean, other than Future, the other album that I think I took in this week or last week, last week, was the new PG Lang signing, Tanner Leon.
Okay.
Right. Oh, the video.
How'd you spell it?
the video
That's
that you showed us.
TANNA space LEONE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. His project was it's quite interesting how like there's a lot of young black people doing this alternative.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the
Sound.
video you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was
Really nice video, but what's the name of the song?
It's
that-
called Death and Taxes.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Death
The,
and Taxes.
yeah. The video.
And the thing is, the video really represents that.
really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like very like almost distant cold-ish vibe,
Yeah.
like human.
But it's almost like
Existential
a,
crisis thing.
yeah.
that's the
But I
word,
feel like it's something that people can relate to.
yeah,
100%.
Because sometimes you're in the room, but your mind is elsewhere.
Yeah.
thinking
What's-
about
Yeah.
death and taxes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Because it's so morbid sometimes.
Wow.
but,
Wow.
Yeah. It's true though, isn't it? Sometimes
But
you're just
the
there.
two
You're
things
like,
are guaranteed in life, they say, isn't it?
yeah.
So,
But definitely
That's so mad.
Damn. See, accountants, you know the things.
well, not everybody has to pay taxes. But anyway,
Damn.
we won't go into that.
Please don't let us get sued.
We will not.
Yeah.
Quite
Nah,
like
but
tax
I
evasion.
think his project was really, really interesting.
I need to check it out. To be
Yeah.
fair. I'll
And
save it.
I think I was gonna say, like, I love how I guess PG Lang are kind of pushing the artist, and how I guess it's nice to see that people are taking they're more meticulous about their art nowadays.
Yeah.
You know?
I think with music, one thing I realize is that the art amplifies it so much.
It really
more.
does.
Yeah.
You can have somebody that makes really, really, really good music, but in terms of like how it visually looks like,
It has to create a world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's why I love listening to albums of good artwork. Because what happens is that when you listen to a song, you might just quickly flick onto this. I don't know, maybe you'll listen on Spotify, Apple Music. You might just look at the album cover and you can feel.
It takes you somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You emotionally connect
Like
to it.
even I sent in the group chat the other day views.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know
That
what
artwork. Yeah.
For me, views was so. I remember I was in my first year of uni, I believe.
Mm.
And views was so iconic in the sense of like it started off with like almost like a snowstorm.
It feels like Canada.
Yeah.
What we see online.
There's
about
even a picture
Canada.
with him with a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it really felt like I was in, and obviously he was on the top of the, that Photoshop.
Yeah,
where
that
he was-
photo was wild. I can't lie. It's just the scaling. The scaling was so wild. It must
So funny.
he's definitely smaller than that.
Yep.
But,
He's a big guy though.
yeah. But like I can just hear it.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what good like artists, like if you're making music, don't like sleep on your art aspects
Yeah.
of it. Like,
You got to
there's-
bring us into your world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
music and how it looks visually is not separate.
Yeah.
It
100%.
works together.
I think that's very, very true. A lot of people just kind of neglect that part.
Yeah.
Oh, if I talk.
No, you have
If I
to.
You have to
Go on. Yeah.
You know, because I had a conversation with someone who, working with an artist, and they just did not. They're working on a rollout, right?
Mm.
Whether it be for an EP or an album, but all of the singles were like different.
What do
Like
you mean?
visually,
They weren't
like,
cohesive.
single artwork wise, or
Oh.
like styling for a music video, let's say, really different.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you release the project, I mean, the song's great and stuff, but it's hard to maybe like really get in the world of the project,
Yeah.
because everything seems quite like disjointed.
Disjointed,
Let's say
yeah.
for one like single cover, you have like illustration, avatar
knew
kind
it.
of style thing, but then for another one, it's simply just like text, but it's like serif, like Times New Roman, and then for the next single cover, you have like, photography of you, but like, you know how like nowadays there's a lot of like mixture of like sans serif and serif within like
Same thing. Yeah.
a logo or like a lockup and stuff. So maybe something like that for the third, and then for the fourth, you've just got an image, but like the one before was maybe a bit more dark. This one's now a lot more bright with different colors. And so when you put all of them together, you're like, what is all of this in front of me, please?
Yeah.
And it
That's
gets
chaotic.
very chaotic, but it's very interesting because some people don't really understand it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's interesting how when you see, like you said, Burns, like really iconic like covers or really bold covers, you're like, whoa, okay, I want to like learn more about this. On Twitter a couple of weeks ago, there was someone that I find it interesting actually with Twitter. Like people are sharing stuff and it just seemed to like pick up. Like so whether it was like Flow in their music video with, I think his name's Jason because he has a TikTok. He's funny. He tweeted that, and then that just got a lot of buzz. And then it happened with this artist called Topaz Jones.
Oh yeah.
His album "Don't Go Telling Your Mama" dropped last year.
Yeah. Was it last year? Or the year before?
Yeah,
Last year.
last year. Yeah. And then someone like just shared it, said, "Oh, like really great album cover
Then it
work."
picks
like
up again.
The thing got 20,000 retweets, and I listened to that album when I first saw the album cover last year, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." That it's like
With
a
the
spiral
the
staircase,
children.
but with
Yeah.
children like looking at down. And I was like, "Oh, this looks really cool." And then I checked out the artist, and for his rollout, he was doing like an A to Z.
I remember that. Yeah.
I think it was like inspired by like old nursery rhymes, but like specifically Black A to Z, because there's like a new A to Z that they've kind of done.
Yeah.
But that's more culturally relevant. So he did his own version. But the artist Topaz Jones is actually a director as well. So he kind of like did these short little like I guess if you want to call them like vignettes of each letter. So like A was like for amphetamines, B is for blue, and I think R is for like rich. But there's like a little story like up to like 20-30 seconds for each letter, and I was like, oh, okay, you're really like taking me somewhere. But he actually then released a film for the album as well by the same name, Don't Go Telling Your Mama, and then that was still the A to Z, but there were like more bits included within the story. So there was like people from the community talking about let's say activism, or like someone who's a gardener and like works with this is building this organization to like make it more equitable, to have like people involved with like growing your own crops and that kind of stuff.
Community gardens.
Community gardens and stuff. And then there was another bit with like members of his family and I think it was his grandma maybe talking about her husband or her dad, who was, great granddad or whatever, and how he had stored cotton, waiting to expect to like sell it, but then it kind of just like went to rot and stuff. So like talking about these things in relation to whatever the word was for the A to Z. Yeah. But his music was kind of flowing throughout each thing, like different parts of songs. But it really took you to this space and world that he had created. Yeah. And it won, I think, an award for Sundance.
Oh wow, okay.
And stuff, yeah. And like recently now, like Vimeo have picked it up for like the staff picks and stuff. So it's interesting to see like how there's been like a small like resurgence as a result. Yeah. But it's because of the, for me, because of the album cover, that drew me in. And I was like, wow, there's like just so much stuff here. And a lot of people can appreciate it when they see it again. It's like the Nirvana album artwork with the baby. Like everybody, that's on a t-shirt, people buy it. People had posters of that. And
even till now. People still go back to that. Even the child who grew up made a whole career out of it at some point.
Exactly. So like it's beautiful to see like the cultural relevance it has, but also like how you can like summarize the meaning of something on the project. And like also like To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah. Like, I think for me that's one of my most favorite.
Yeah. I think only just because like when you actually look at the actual album cover and you see all the different expressions, the faces and chaos basically. Yeah. Like it, and you're listening to the album at the same time.
It feels, even the intro. Yeah. Like when it hits in and the drums come in, it's like, okay, and like everything, it matches. Yeah. That's the thing. I think a lot of people don't have a message in the general sense, so it's hard to kind of match the aesthetic or the world, because it's like with the Topaz Jones example, you can tell that he was very intentional with the way he was moving and what he wanted to create. I feel like a lot of artists, they get lazy and stop at the music.
Personally, I feel like we lost a distinction between EPs and albums. So EPs and like mixtapes are like sort of, I guess, a selection of the songs you put together. Obviously, EPs are a bit more complicated in terms of like they have to be a certain amount, right?
So EP is 7 tracks, so or less, but more than 10 minutes long, I think.
And then mixtape.
Mixtape is it's
I say that's more like if it's free.
Because the traditional mixtape thing is if you're using someone else's instrumentals or beats and you're making like almost like a cover type thing. But nowadays, everyone calls it project. It's a project. It's a mixtape. It's an EP. It's a.
So I feel like a lot of people are making albums like EPs.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas basically there's no. I think for me, what I've understood to be an album is something that is like a story and like a journey. You don't have. It doesn't have to be storytelling, but the theme is consistent.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like.
But I was gonna say it's interesting though, because some of like the best albums don't have like a
narrative,
but maybe there's like similarities in like the there's
the same world. Even if it's not the same
what you conflict of interest, for example. Yeah, like that wasn't like every song wasn't the exact same. Yeah, but it was like a journey. I remember there was the intro and then Mozambique when it blended with each other.
Yeah, like the intentional transitions.
Yes, that's what an album is to me, because it's like, wow. And the thing is, I remember when, I think we spoke about it a few weeks ago, but when Santi released Subaru Boys. Yeah. And he was like, please, when you first listen to this album, listen to it in order. Then select your songs.
Yeah. Because it's the whole world.
For me, I can't understand how you can listen to an album.
Some people, you actually have no manners. You have no manners.
Somebody has tickets. Why do you think they put in the track list? For fun?
So, but the thing though, like, because of how the world is now, a lot of people just like for example, like the Futures and stuff. You can listen to that album wherever.
Oh, but that's because it's got no consistent theme.
But I think everybody, because we're used to it, and the biggest artists always have big singles and stuff. So we always we just
you'll
just,
probably want to go to those first. Or
you know what I'm
whatever.
saying? Like imagine your favorite artist is featuring your other favorite artist, and you look at a track list. Most people just let me listen to that first.
No, I'm not gonna. I will wait.
I personally wouldn't.
Yeah, I want to see how it plays out. I want to see how it fits in
like the wider context.
Yeah. I can't listen to one off. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, but a lot of people find it. I guess. But the thing, I think we're speaking from a very different vantage point because we're all artists.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But this was what stresses me out though. Again, I think when like the example you were given about the artists that you were speaking to who didn't see, I guess, the value. Or not necessarily the value, but didn't
understand it. Yeah, because I think sometimes like some artists don't think that far out.
ahead.
It's more like I'm just thinking more about the music, and I just really passionate about the music, and that's why I have a team to help me figure out the rest.
And that's where the problem comes in, because it's like if you don't know when to let go and leave it into someone else's hand in order to have something come to life, then that's when the problem comes. So if you're a musician and you're like, okay, cool, I know I don't know anything about artwork, music videos, so on and so forth. Let me start talking to someone about the intention behind my music before we get there. Because if we get there and you finish like, does anyone do artwork?
Yeah.
Huh?
Because I think about
it's a bit too late.
Yeah.
The music is done.
Yeah. Because that like back in the day, I feel like that might have been more of a thing. Because if I think about like your Whitney Houstons or like your Anita Bakers, I don't feel like some more than others. I could be wrong. Maybe they weren't thinking about that. Because if you think, I'm thinking about like Anita Baker's Rapture album, right? That's like 7 tracks. It's not like the most there's not necessarily like a story.
The bangers, just straight bangers.
But bangers, beautiful songs about love. And I guess that is like the through line throughout all of it. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe she didn't think too much about the album artwork and all that stuff because she's more focused on the music, and then you have the team for that.
I think Whitney's got a few things though.
Or like artwork wise. Yeah. But the thing is, she has a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Who have to handle that?
Who handle that
like
side?
This was, you can definitely see the context of this one. Yeah, back in the day, every especially these kind of artists, was just their face.
Yeah.
Just smiling or just dancing or whatever.
And then just their name as well. If they want to, like Janet Jackson, for example.
Even reminds me of the Michael Jackson Off the Wall.
Oh yeah, when he's like little dance.
Yeah. Like that was a really that's iconic album cover.
But I think it would be great if we could see more. I say this, but it's even realistic to have or see more artists who take time to create their visual expressions as important as they do with their music.
So what do you think restricts them? Is it money, time? What is it?
It's a
no
bit of
at this point.
I feel like there's a bit of everything. Though.
Everyone can find an excuse.
When we think about like the general consumers' like habits of listening and all this kind of stuff, everybody's probably more focused on putting stuff out there quickly and labels as well, because all these things cost money. If we're being real, like do labels really want to pump that much money into an idea if they don't see it like paying off in the end? They may reserve that for certain artists who they know, cool, we can give them this and like the fans will eat it up and then there'll be a return. But could you really do that for everybody? I don't know. No,
definitely not for everybody, especially depending on what kind of music they make as well.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was saying about like sometimes if a musician has not a purpose, but if the musician has something to say, it tends to be more apparent for them to make artwork and visuals that make sense.
Yeah.
And if a musician has nothing to say and they're just here for vibes, you can tell from their artwork.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. We need to kind of differentiate those two things where it's like, okay, cool. This artist is just for vibes. But this artist, you can tell like they're thinking
serious.
Like this is their life. And I think that's the thing. You can tell if someone really loves what they're doing when they want everything to be great. And sometimes it can be a problem because they get a bit too in their head and they're like, ooh, if this is not right, I'm not putting it out, so on and so forth.
No money!
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, when the right people cross their path and they meet and they make it work, it works.
It works, yeah.
And like, you can't deny it. To the point where like, right even till now, there's some pictures that have us in the chokehold from artists who are doing like projects and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look at Solange. Till this day.
Yeah, that album cover is iconic.
Do you know the amount of like
mood boards,
Pinterest boards, nude boards?
And that's the thing. I think artists devalue the fact that the music can be great, but you have to make everything great as well.
Like,
you can't just be great and then you be just chilling.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm so happy you mentioned Solange. Me,
of course, you're
that's my baby.
Because that's the thing, I think she's probably like, I guess, one of the easiest examples to go to because she is one of the people who you can tell she cares about what she's doing.
Very, very intentional about her stuff. And even like when you think about her references, because now that like she will bring like dancers and will make it like a whole thing. But like references from like what, the 20s and the 30s and like all these classic artists that wouldn't necessarily have been associated with like the black culture or like black people and stuff. But seeing how she's kind of like reimagined that or allowed people that look like us to be involved in those spaces as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's been helpful for a lot of people.
I agree.
Or like you have similar people, let's say as black people who maybe are happy to go that far, and then people might not get like at first, but eventually they make action.
Yeah.
But it's about, I guess, like taking that risk. As well.
People, I think, it would be great to see more artists take risks. Because we are literally the only, I can't remember who said it. There was a lady I was listening to and she was talking about how artists, I guess, we go places where no one can go in order to say this is how it looks like if you go to this place. And I think sometimes artists, we need to go that extra. You know what I'm saying? That weird place, that thing that sounds a bit too off and maybe it might not be possible. We need to go there and make it work, or let's see how it looks like. And if it doesn't work, fine, but you try it.
You know?
We have to take more risk. I think that's the main thing. I think that's what I highlighted the other two albums that I really liked. The art direction was Untidy Soul by Sam Henshaw.
Yeah.
The album cover is pretty good. And also
the running.
Yeah.
Right.
And also he's released like music videos, like short films. One of them actually starring Tiana Major 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Called Grow. And like I loved it. Like it was just very like, it took you into the story a bit more, an actual song. And second was actually Common. He's releasing one with in 2020 and 2021, A Beautiful Revolution.
Right.
Revolution. Is that the one with loads of summer tunes? Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty sick. And like when you're listening to it, you can feel it.
You can feel it. Yeah.
Like that album for me was like, raw. I'm actually in this world that you created.
Right.
You know? And then funny enough, even he did like a video as well where he actually entered the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's literally like you feel like you're entering a world and it's like a world full of colour and brightness and everyone's happy and we're thinking about the future and like, But artists, don't take your art for granted.
Nah, for real.
Because
it's something that's
you're
key.
doing yourself an injustice.
Yeah.
Big injustice.
Yeah.
I think as well, legacy. Like when you look back in, I don't know, 20 years, you want to be proud of your work. You don't want to look back and be like,
that was corny.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I think it's important though to say that it may not catch on necessarily when you think it might. Because I think as we're talking about like artistry and like going to like the edges of stuff to explore new territory or like new ways to reimagine things.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're reimagining something in a different way, so it may not necessarily resonate straight away.
Thing now,
but eventually, hopefully, the right people will kind of
come across
get it. It's like all of these artists now of old that were, you know, that we see now. It's like, oh my god, impactful, and crazy, all this stuff.
Yeah.
In their time,
It was
a lot of them probably weren't as like well
I agree.
known, or people disagreed with them, or just did not like what they were doing. But then eventually, you know, people did. So,
and I think sometimes we as artists anyway, we take on that responsibility of like, oh, if it didn't get this much likes or if it didn't get this much share, therefore it's a flop.
Yeah,
we need to stop taking. It's not our job to make something.
I've
blow.
heard so many good tapes and projects. And albums that some people may not have never heard.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I loved it, and I'll always go back to it.
And I think that's the thing. We need to take that expectation of, oh, we can make this blow because it's like it's not your job.
We can't control that.
If you want that to blow on a numbers level, find someone who does marketing or publishing and let them to deal with that.
But
do the art.
You know, like
do the art.
Literally, that it's not your responsibility. Like you said, to
just
do that. Your responsibility is to create and release it, and then that's it.
Because it's so restricting to hear, oh, yeah, it's a good idea, but you know, if you put it out, people might not like it. Like, okay.
Which is interesting because like you're actually conforming yourself to like the mainstream.
Yeah.
Then you literally fall back into the
most people are not even mainstream.
Yeah.
Most people will never be mainstream. That's the funny thing as well.
You just need to lean into what makes you unique, what makes you stand out.
Yeah.
And most people know what makes them stand out, but I think naturally we're scared of that because, you know, no one wants to look like a sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like and you have to take risks.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
I remember there was what was I listening to? Viola Davis, where she had a Breakfast Club interview.
Yes, that was a good interview.
And then
yeah.
she'll touch on that later, to be honest, about another episode probably.
Yeah.
But she said how there was a quote that she heard, like most people when they're close to death, basically like, I wish I took more risks.
more risks.
And I never want that to be anyone's portion.
Man.
Do you know what I mean? So take risks and prosper.
Thanks.
Thanks guys for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag Rule of Thirds Pod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod, or our personal accounts for myself Burns JNR,
Mike at _ man like Mike,
and Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.